two groups of warring enemies together, so you can use that to sneak by.
One of the things that I think kind of makes us unique from other post-apocalyptic games is we're 2 years out from the cataclysm that destroyed the world. That's why you still have batteries in vehicles that still work.
That's interesting.
You know, because if it had been 20 years or 20,000 years, probably that battery would be dead.
Yeah, it would look way different in 20,000 years.
You think?
Probably.
Days Gone 2, can't wait.
So Flair's got a pretty basic default melee weapon. It's better than nothing, but his boot knife is better replaced by melee weapons you can find in the world and upgrade those and even repair them.
Using crafting.
Using crafting and using scrap. One of the things to repair that you use to repair your bike, you can choose to use it to repair your melee weapon. If you want to make that choice and hope that you have some scrap left over for other crafting and repairing the bike.
Another nest.
And the other thing I want to point out is that Boozer's shotgun is actually pretty sweet.
Yes.
So again, we're giving you access to it very early on.
Okay.
So you get a taste of it, but you're not going to get to keep it.
Right.
You got left?
Whoa. You just used the last one.
You got any shit to make more?
Yeah. Just hurry your ass up.
So you saw him burn a nest in a cinematic earlier, now you get to do it yourself. And you'll do this a lot in the game.
Here they come.
And you say nest. Is it just like their home, or what are they actually doing here?
Hey, come on. Get on.
They're sleeping.
Okay, give me a
They
second.
use them to hibernate. I mean, there's other things going on in there, but you don't learn about it until later in the game.
Okay.
I've been thinking about what you said about riding north.
Just saying. You need to get away from here. Clear your head, you know?
In the morning,
The most important thing is that there is fast travel in the game, but you have to earn it.
Pick up
And
some
to earn it,
shit.
you have to burn nesting
hit the
zones.
road.
I want to point out how this has been a contiguous path too, all the way through so far, that we're really traversing the game space contiguously.
With no load screens, right? So it is an open world, and we just passed from one of the opening regions, the Cascade Wilderness, into the Belknap Wilderness.
Wanted a freak show.
Shit.
Place is crawling.
And they eat each other?
They do. This is where we introduce the newts, which were adolescents when they were infected.
And I already know it's a bad idea.
You just ride on through. You pull as many of them off as you can. And I go in through the back, down that hill, find the garage.
Shit.
All right, you just give me a few minutes to find the part that I need. You ride back, we ride the hell out. After I kill a few of the bastards.
Swear to God, you got a death wish.
Like I said, not tonight.
One of our goals was to just create an ecosystem that is dynamic and alive and constantly changing. And so newts, because they're smaller, they tend to stay out of the way of swarmers, which are adult male and females.
Get out of here, you little shits.
So they won't attack you unless you're wounded or unless you climb up into where they live, which is on the rooftops of things.
Cool.
So sometimes the player doesn't have a choice. He has to go up to where they are, but he can avoid them for the most part if he wants to.
Stay up there, and we'll get along just fine.
You realize even though your game has zombie freaker bears in it and stuff, those are the scariest thing I've seen so far.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
And that's an example of a scenario that plays out a lot of different ways. Sometimes that swarmer will just go and attack the newt. Sometimes you could just Molotov both of them. I mean, there's lots of ways all these missions can be played. And this is the first wide linear sequence. So Jeff's going to take one path as he tries to get to Crazy Willie's garage to find this fuel pump, but there's lots of ways you can play this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the simplest missions, but it's got probably some of the widest set of possibilities the way it could play out. I just have to get inside that garage over there. But
Okay.
I could go through this parking lot, I could go through these buildings, I could go up through the back, I go over the roofs of some of them, I could come out here on the street. It's a good
You can try to
wide
run and
linear-
gun it.
If I try to run and gun it, it's
You're
gonna,
probably
I'm gonna,
in trouble.
I'm going to fail at that.
Yeah.
But we just want to give the player as much choice in any given situation as possible, and really just kind of restrict the amount of limitations the game puts on it for the sake of the mission requirements.
For sure. So this is going to be the first place where a majority of players die.
We're hoping that they're challenged
Okay. Okay.
and they pick up on things well enough to survive by the skin of their teeth. But the game really does reward people for going slow and playing smart. So going
like
in
a
and
stealth
running and
kill,
killing
for
it at
example.
any point is never smart.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick up a lot of heat, and you just want to be very methodical and again on the lookout constantly for supplies that are going to help you when you need them most. So every building in this game every interior the player can enter. At least 99%.
Yeah. So being able to go indoors and outdoors is something we really wanted the player to be able to do.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of artwork.
So
It is a lot
guys,
of
आज
work.
हम आए नई वीडियो
These guys
लेके
are good though, they can figure it out. They have figured it out.
So the other thing I want to talk about just a little bit is the setting. So
Yeah.
because it's the high desert, we've mentioned that it's kind of in the equivalent of Central Oregon, and we hadn't seen a lot of games that use this environment. So it's got these these little truck stops like Crazy Willie's that are kind of quaint and very touristy, but they're also very run down. Even before the world ended, they were run down. And in the Belknap Wilderness, you're surrounded by all of these buttes and canyons that were all formed by lava flows from like 100,000 years ago. So it's a very, very unique environment.
I think people will be confused when you call it high desert. But in Oregon, you said a majority of it is just considered technically a desert.
High desert means that it's not your typical desert. We have moisture, so we get snow in the winter, and we get, and we have a lot of vegetation. So it's not, lowland desert is what most people think of with desert, but high desert means you get super extreme weather conditions. It could be snowing one minute and raining the next and sunny the next.
Deke! How's it going, brother? You ready?
Not yet. Still gotta find a way into Willie's garage. Gotta be a fuel pump inside.
Well, hurry your ass up. I rode past one of those, what the hell do you call them? The shit that Rippers put up.
Sigils.
Yeah, and it means they're up here somewhere.
All right, so I was able to avoid these guys earlier, but if you'd gone around the whole building, you would have found all the doors are locked. I know that, so we can cut to the chase here. But now I kind of have to go up into their turf, and this is when they feel threatened, and this is when they're gonna become aggressive.
Okay.
And I really have no other choice. And right there, that's why they must die.
Because they will take you out.
It's them or you.
Some bottles for distractions?
No, to build Molotovs.
Ah.
Gotta be a fuel pump in here.
We have plenty of
somewhere.
other tools for distractions. The player doesn't need to waste bottles on it.